Brian. How you doing? I'm Wayne, Bill's brother, and he tells me that you're learning guitar and that you're having kind of a hard time. Well, to tell you the truth, when I started learning, it was kind of hard for me too. One of the things I found, which you probably are finding right now, is your fingers are really sore. So if you're right-handed, like I am, you pick with your right hand, but you press the notes with your left hand. So the fingertips in your left hand get really sore. In fact, to tell you the truth, mine have been a little sore because I haven't played in a while. So even when you get used to the guitar and you've played it for a while, you build up calluses. So your fingertips actually are pretty tough and you won't feel that pain pressing down on the strings anymore. You could do that for 10 years, but if you stop playing and go back to it, say, excuse me, like a month or so later, you're going to find the calluses are gone and you kind of have to build them up again. But it only takes a couple days or so. So right now it's the worst time because you haven't done this yet. You're just getting the calluses. So don't be afraid to put the guitar aside, give it a break, come back to it later, and give your fingers a rest. But the other thing I found is that picking the strings, and my guitar teacher, Greg Garska, I'll give him credit, he owns Performance Music, Elm Street, downtown Westfield, Massachusetts. At the time, I was a student at Performance, and he was just a teacher. He was just out of high school, and I was like a freshman or sophomore in high school. And he picked up on one of the things that I was doing, which is this. I was always picking with a downstroke, which is okay if you're playing slow notes. So if you do something like, that's fine, it doesn't matter. But he said if you want to get any speed, start out going up and down, even on slower notes. So for instance, if I want to say, let's go from like a D note to an E note. Okay, I can just do a downstroke like this, but it's better if I go down and then up, like that. Because the thing is, later on, when you want speed, you're not going to have it if you're always using a downstroke. So like this. That's almost probably as fast as I can go, but if I go up and down, I get this. So you go a lot faster. And it's not just notes you're picking just from string to string. It can also be just consecutively on one string, like this. Go on and on and on. So practice it up and down stroke. You can get some really good speed that way. And it just makes the playing more fluid. So anyway, a lot of talking, blah, blah, blah. So remember, you know how the frets work. You know, each fret is a different note and each string is a note. So if I just do this, that's an E note. But if I press on the first fret here, that's an F note and it goes up the scale. Chords, of course, you're playing a few strings at once, but each finger is playing one string at a time. So for instance, if I take my first finger and I press it on the second fret on the G string, all right, my second finger is going to be on the second fret of the E string, so the very first one, and my third finger is on the third fret of the B string, which is the second one. So it kind of makes this triangle. So each finger is pressing down one string, but it's forming a chord. So if I play this, I have a D chord. All right, and so you probably know this already. You have various chords like D, C, A minor, E, G, and so forth. When you do bar chords, and I don't know if you got to that point yet or not, but bar chords are nice because they're very mobile. So what you're going to do in a bar chord is you're going to press down a bunch of strings with just one finger. So for instance, I'm going to press down 3 strings here on the 7th fret. This one's only going to press 1 string, but it's kind of awkward playing like this. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put it down, just lie it flat, but I'm really just playing this string here, this one note. But together, I have 4 strings. But what's nice about this is I can move it very easily. Here's a D, here's an E, here's a G. So I get if I go like this, I'm playing now 3 different strings with 3 fingers, but I'm going to use this first finger to play 1, 2, 3 notes. Okay, so these first 2 strings and this top one. So the only way I can do these strings that are separated with one finger is if I lie it flat like this across the fret. So I have an A, but now I have a B and a C. And then go back to the D and the E and the G. And those are bar chords. So anyway, let's get to some fast playing.